Welcome back children for the next class. So in this class we are going to discuss about India and the world, India's neighbor. So in our last class we spoke about the location where India is located in the world and what is the size of our country. So first in this class let us discuss about India and its world. In India there is a landmass that has a central location between the East and the West Asia. Also, India is extended towards southward of the Asian continent. As I told you earlier, India is a land of ancient civilization in existence where the ancient civilization flourished on this land. Indus Valley civilization gives us a remarkable point of reminder for us that this land is flourished by whom? By the ancient civilization. Now let us come back to the land mass. When we speak about the land mass, it looks very typical. Why? Because there is no other country like India which has a long coastal line, though it is in the northern hemisphere and it is located in Asia. It is also very well connected with other continents like Europe and Africa. The land towards the South India protrudes into the Indian Ocean where it has a wide range of coastal line on the Indian Ocean. Therefore, it justifies the name of the ocean after our country, that is Indian Ocean. Now, you might be having a doubt, what do you mean by protrudes? It means beyond the above surface, extending beyond the above surface. It makes its viable access from here towards the Southeast Asia as well as to Africa and to Europe. The location of India brought her to a special position in the location itself. Now, why I am calling India as a very special, or you can say why our country is called as a special position. As I am going to explain you, you'll come to know why our country has been called as a very special country. So, this strategic location made India to be eminent, very clear and also special country. So, this country can be well connected through land route from Europe, water or sea route from Africa towards eastern part of Asia, and also having a long coastal line on the Indian Ocean also signifies a special place for our country. Now let us talk about the relationship of India with Western countries. As you all know, it is not a new thing that our country had a relationship with the other countries from the ancient time. It has its relationship with Western countries from the olden days. That is from the ancient time, 3rd century BC itself. Either it may be in terms of Indian potteries that were being sold there, Indian spices that were being carried from India to their places. Through the land route, there existed a very cordial relationship. That is, India had a very good relationship in terms of trade, which has continued for many centuries from the west to the east. This is how people came to know the ideas of the Upanishads, Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So these ideas spread towards the west, and also the Indian numericals were learned by the Arabs, and they learned the concept of zero also from the Indians. We also have trade with regards to Muslim cloth, spices, and also borrowing the architectural structures like dome structure, minarets, etc., which we have now in many historical places. Now you might be having a doubt, what do you mean by minarets? It is a type of tower typically built into adjacent to mosque where they call for prayer. By this we can say that from the ancient time, India is very well connected towards the west, and also it proves that there has been a positive relations between the west and to the east, either through the trade or by the kings who came they came to occupy the lands, or through the establishment of structural existence which we have in our country, which are replica and they are borrowed from the western countries. Now let us discuss about India's neighbor. As you all know, in our country we have 29 states and 7 union territories. Before we had only 28 states, but now we have 29 because Telangana has been bifurcated from the Andhra Pradesh. Now, let us look towards India's neighbors. India has two types of neighbors. One is India, which shares its land boundaries to India and also which are connected to waterways. When I say neighbors, your mind run towards your home neighbors, right? So in the same way, even our country has its neighbors to share its land boundaries. So India shares the land boundaries on the north with the Pakistan, Afghanistan and China, that is Tibet. Why we call it as Tibet? When we speak about China, we also remember about Tibet because Tibet was occupied by the Chinese people. So these three are the northern plains where the India shares its land boundaries. Now, when we move towards the northeastern side, we have two more countries, that is Nepal and Bhutan, where we share the land boundaries with India. So first we read Pakistan, Afghanistan and China, then Nepal and Bhutan. Now when we move on to Myanmar and Bangladesh, these are the eastern boundaries of India. The entire land boundaries of India are shared from the Gujarat towards Arunachal Pradesh coming down till Bangladesh. That means towards the West Bengal region. So from northern to the northeastern part, then eastern side. We can see that Pakistan, Afghanistan and China, they are coming under which plain? That is northern land frontier region. While we see Nepal and Bhutan, they come under northeastern land region. And Myanmar and Bangladesh, they are coming under eastern land frontier regions. And the last, while we see towards Sri Lanka and Maldives, are the two islands countries that are located on the southern part of India in the Indian Ocean, where Sri Lanka is separated from India through the Palk Strait, or you can say Gulf of Mannar. When you come towards the south of the Lakshadweep island, we have the location of Maldives. So these are the Indian boundaries which are located, and it brought a special position for India. So now you might be knowing that why our country has gained a very special position. So this is how India's location and extent exceeds. As we all read, India is the 7th largest country in the world. Now, India has culturally diversity in its culture in the largest scale. Why? Because it has different languages that are spoken, different religions that are in practice, and different communities. These all bring India a name that we call India as a subcontinent, because continent within a continent is called a subcontinent. So here you can see map along with the adjacent countries like Pakistan, China, Nepal, Myanmar, Bangladesh, below Lakshadweep Island, Maldives, and you can see here Sri Lanka, which is been separated by the Palk Strait. So by this we conclude chapter 1, that is India, size and location. Notes of this lesson will be given in your next class. Hope you all understood the concept. Thank you for watching.